Good morning. So it's been a week of vacation for me, and looking at the price action on Nasdaq, it was good to stay away. With the price is still ranging here, and not many opportunities for good trades have been available the past week. So let's actually have a look if moving forward we can spot anything. At least let's do a recap. Okay, so let's have a look at the weekly chart, and we can see that price has been up and down in this range, taking highs and lows and stopping people out. So if we look at the overall picture here, on the weekly, we see that price has taken this low here, the August 5th low. It created this order block, manipulating stops below this low and this low. And after taking external range liquidity, it's going back into internal range liquidity in the form of this. So 1 second, let me make this a bit clearer. So we have had this range, and let me make it range like so. So we have had price taking this low, creating this order block, manipulation block that has manipulated below the low here and low here, and price comes back into internal range liquidity here. 1 second, let's do this right into internal range liquidity, and that's where price is now, in the internal range liquidity here. So this is very high time frame. We're looking at the weekly chart, but in this context price is still bullish after taking internal range liquidity here. We most likely will see all-time highs, but for that to happen on a lower time frame, we will see probably a retracement. But until that is clear, the market plays with everyone and takes stops every which way. So what can we do on the very low time frames, right? Let's leave this as it is. So if I go to a 4-hour chart now, on the 4-hour chart, we do have a lot of news this week, so bear that in mind. Let's turn this off for a cleaner chart. And what do we have here? We see that this week, in this week here, price has taken this low, created a bullish manipulation block from internal range liquidity into external range liquidity, created a new range, right? And let's draw this. This was the range here. From here, from this high, back into internal range liquidity in the form of this fair value gap, then again external range liquidity here, then internal range liquidity here, and external range liquidity here. So we have had a new range formed here. Let me remove this. So the new range was here. this to this. So external range liquidity back into equilibrium, and internal range liquidity in the form again of this fair value gap that held again and this order block here. Then it fails to create a higher high here, right? Price fails to create a higher high. Then price comes down into equilibrium of the range. Let me extend this. Comes into equilibrium of the range. And what else do we see here? Price creates a market structure shift. After failing here to take the higher high, to create a higher high. Market structure shift. However, price again takes the stops that people had here, here, here. It inverts this imbalance here and goes higher. It fails again to create a higher high. We have then a change in the state of delivery. Let me take this brush tool. Okay, yeah. Change in the state of delivery here. Then price opens and gaps down here. So it creates a gap down. This is, oh, come on. So it creates this gap down. But after it gaps, immediately price takes stops below this low. Here. And it shoots up back into the gap. So this is where we are now. We are still in this range. Let me do something like this. Oh, 1 second. Remove this, remove this, remove this. Because we are still in this range from here to here. This is the range we're in. Now, if we go to an even lower time frame, and let me go to this other chart because I have some indicators there. So let's go to this one. We see that this gap down created this wick block. This wick block wicked down and took stops below this low and came back into the gap. Today is Monday, so this is the new week opening gap. Price has traded back into the gap, has taken liquidity inside the gap here. For now, it's not clear what will happen, given the fact that we also have the news today and throughout the week. Price could very well continue to range here until the news, or it could come up some more to fill this gap, and then we'll see how it reacts at the highs here. we could see something like this and price continuing down. And that would be my bias, given the fact that we also have that market structure shift, right? That we had it before. Also, if you look here, this after that market structure shift, we have had displacement to the upside, but that displacement has only taken liquidity here. All of this here, it's a liquidity area where this has taken all the liquidity. So I'm inclined to say that we will see a continuation down. This is pure technical. And if we'll also think of fundamental stuff like wars and uncertainty, then yeah, we could see downside. But before that, it's not unusual to see maybe something else like this and take stops before a move down. And so intraday, I'm not sure what will happen. I'm not going to trade, I believe, today. At least not until the news later in the day. That's the outlook. Recapitulation of price action from previous weeks. Take care in the market. Bye.